Hello everybody, it is officially Black History Month. Happy Black History Month. It is February 1st, it's about 9 p.m. Yesterday evening I started reading Girl, a Woman, Other by Bernadine Evaristo, and I'm reading this both physically and in audiobook. I don't know if that helped any. And so far I'm enjoying it. So it's a story about 12 different women. So it's not very long, but it is supposed to talk about 12 different women, and I think they will show up in each other's stories. It is a novel about these women, and so it will discuss sort of the Black female identity. It is set in the UK, so I'm sure it'll have a lot of those. Well, I know from reviews that I've seen that it is sort of very, I think, British specifically, and so yeah, it is super interesting in that it doesn't have like the punctuation is it all just flows. There are no capitalized like beginning of sentences, only like names is what I see. So, you know, proper nouns are capitalized, and there are commas and question marks, but there are no like periods. So it just all flows, and so I'm curious to see sort of what. So let me see. So yeah, see. So you see, Elaine is capitalized, but no period. The beginning of the sentence is not capitalized. So yeah, so far I'm enjoying it. It's very interesting so far, and yeah, so far I'm enjoying it. I am also in the middle of not part of my Black History Month TBR, but I started this one in nonfiction November, and I am 211 pages in, and it's a good thing to be reading alongside, because it does, at least the parts that I'm reading right now, do talk a lot about Black history specifically. So we just went through the Civil War, and now we're talking a little bit about Reconstruction, and so you see how the United States has always made it so that the Black individual has a much more difficult time here, whether that be from lack of resources, not being able to vote, not being able to obtain real estate, property, etc., etc. So things that we see now can be traced back. Went outside to take pictures of of one of the books in the snow because it looks really nice outside, and one of my neighbors was outside and I didn't notice, so I just looked like an idiot walking out with like pajama pants on, a coat, my phone, 2 books, walking towards the backyard, immediately turning back around and coming back inside. Oh God. Okay, let's give him some privacy. Hello, Lam. So it is February 6th at like 10:30. We're supposed to get a snowstorm tomorrow. I'm not excited about that. We got like 2 feet of snow last week, and I'm okay with not seeing snow again until the next season. But I finished Girl, Woman, Other yesterday, and I loved it. I thought it was just such a sweeping tale that, despite the fact that I feel like we don't get that much time with everybody because of the ways in which all of them intersect and all of the stories have to do with each other or with others. You feel like you get to know all of these characters more than in just the one chapter or in just the one section that they have. And I mean, it was ambitious to say the least, but I think it was successful, at least in my opinion. I loved it. I loved the writing. I will be wanting to read her entire catalog. And then this morning I started The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison. It's my first Toni Morrison. I'm 57 pages in, and I'm loving it. I mean, her writing is just exquisite. The way that she writes metaphor and life, I am finding it less intimidating than I thought. But, and this is not to say that this is an easy read or anything like that. I think in everything from themes to language, it requires a very present mind. And yeah, I mean, I'm loving being able to finally dive into one of her stories. I think this is the first that she wrote. So I am 57 pages in, but it's a pretty short novel, so I should be able to finish it. Probably not today because it's pretty late, but perhaps tomorrow. We'll see. I have found out that next Friday this upcoming Friday, I have my first shift at my internship. So I'm so excited about that. I feel like it's been such a long time coming. I was so nervous about being able to find somewhere to host me, and I am elated to have found somebody or have found a library. So last semester, I should do some homework too, because I don't want to get behind on that. But yeah, that's how my reading is going. I am also still reading, I don't have it with me, the Howard Zinn book on American history that I started back in Nonfiction November. I'm making some headway in that as well. And yeah, hopefully this one goes by quickly so that I can move on to the rest and have a successful reading month, as was my January reading month. is Saturday, February 13th. It's about 9:30 in the morning, and I just wanted to do a check-in. I finished I finished Pride good lord. I finished Pride by Evie Zaboy. And I finished Pride by Evie Zaboy, and it was okay. I liked the idea of it more than the execution. I felt like I could see it sort of trying to constantly pull itself back to being a Pride and Prejudice retelling without any of the character development, the pacing, the nuances that are present in Pride and Prejudice that make it such a successful novel. This could have just been a YA contemporary romance that deals with topics like gentrification, family expectations, things like that, and just been that. I think marketing it and posing it as a Pride and Prejudice retelling is a weakness of it, because it makes it into a weakness of the novel, because it is not doing what I think it wanted to do or thought it was doing. So I appreciated the conversations that it can spark and the themes that it discusses, but overall it's nothing new, it's nothing exciting. It was entirely way too fast of a pacing, so everything just felt like you were just going at warp speed. It was just too much, too fast. And so I was sort of right in my hesitation to really want to read it. After I bought it, it was only okay. Hello, hello everybody. Galileo says hello. Psst. Hi. It is Friday, February 19th, around 6 p.m. I recently got home from my second shift at the library for my internship. And it was fun. I mean, I get along really, really well with the youth librarian that I'm with, who's like training me and teaching me. And it was fun. I mean, learned how to check out items, and she taught me sort of how it looks like when books that she has ordered have come in. There's, you know, the different types of sort of patrons that she deals with. Some that are very specific and only want like exactly what they want. Some that give her very obscure sort of themes and topics, and she has to find kids books that are age appropriate for this teacher's class that deal with the topics that she's trying to teach them, which sometimes is easy and sometimes isn't. Like today we had like building, counting, which are easy enough, but then you had sorting, which I think we only found 2 books for, and swinging, which all we got was the word, so we didn't know if it was like swing dancing, a swing in a playground, swinging from trees like a monkey. So it was interesting, and we spent some time sort of browsing and trying to find things that fit and trying to interpret it in different ways. And it was fun. It's great. I really enjoyed it. It is definitely a different atmosphere than I'm sure will be the case once I am in a job, because, well, A, obviously I'm an intern, so it's going to be very different, but B, it's not open to the public, the library that I'm working at right now. So the patron interaction is severely limited because they can't come in at all. Also, all they do is make contact via phone or email, and then we put their things outside for them to come get whenever they choose a day to come and get it. So, you know, I don't get that sort of back and forth in person, sort of more immediate situations. So yeah, I think we have a great rapport, and I'm very excited and happy to have found this place for sure. I have started Difficult Women by Roxane Gay. So this is a collection of short stories, and I'm enjoying them so far. It is similar, maybe not so much stylistically, because I feel like Carmen Maria Machado has a very unique stylistic way of writing that is it's unique. There's some sort of meta elements to it sometimes, but the metaphoric way of speaking of women and finding ways to discuss womanhood in specific ways through the use of metaphor, and there's some a little bit of speculative aspects to some of these stories, which are reminiscent of the ways in which Carmen Maria Machado writes short stories about women. Hola everybody. It is February 23rd, and I'm thinking I might end this month's reading vlog here. I just filmed I filmed and updated my March TBR. I filmed a mini video that will be featured hopefully in a middle grade March recommendations video that is created by the hosts of the readathon, which is really exciting. It's kind of like a quick last minute thing that I am happy to participate in. I also filmed a March women's history recommendations video for nonfiction books that you can read. And yeah, I've finished most of the books that I really wanted to get to this month with regards to Black History Month. A lot of them were really, really heavy, and I have been trying to supplement that with shorter, happier, more sort of joyful reads. So I've read some Melissa Cole, I've read some graphic novels and some manga, but what is happening now is that I have so many things that I have finished, so many of which are short, but that I have continued to read, and now my wrap up is going to be so long. And I don't know if I want to split it into two. I feel like less people view them if they're two different volumes or two different like videos or parts. So I don't know. I guess I'll once I sit down and film it. I think a lot of them, like a lot of the graphic novels and the manga and stuff, I can talk about in one go. And so maybe it won't be as long as I am dreading it will be, but does anybody else get this weird thing in their head? So it's like I am done with my like February TBR, but there's still like a week left of the month, and if I start any of the books from my March TBR, I might finish it, and then I would feel like compelled to talk about it in my February wrap up, but I did it from my March TBR. I get way too much in my own head about my reading sometimes, and it's ridiculous. And I know how nonsensical I sound, believe me. But anyway, so I might just start something that I have to physically read, which will take me a little bit longer than if I had the audiobook, and then it is more likely that we'll go into March, and then I can just talk about it in my March wrap up. This is what I'm planning to do. But yeah, February was another successful reading month. I'm excited that I was able to keep up with my reading despite being back in school. I think the fact that I'm only in one class is obviously really helping because I only have to do homework for the one class. And yeah, my internship is going great. I love it so much. I get along so well with the librarian that I'm shadowing and helping, and it's great. I'm very, very excited. And yeah, February was good. Now we're going on to March. I have a lot of really good mysteries, really chunky books to like dig my heels into that I'm so excited about. Yeah, thank you for watching and for listening. I love you all very, very much.